Today, we're going to take a look at how to read a tape measure in imperial and metric. First thing that I want to note is that most tape measures will come in 16ths. So that means that each one of these lines is a 16th of an inch. But in this case, you'll notice that the first 6 inches are actually in 30 seconds. So it makes it a bit more difficult to read. Along with that, if you grab a tape measure like this one, you'll note that the fractions are underneath. So not only does this make it easier to read, but you can mark both top and bottom. Next thing to note on an imperial tape measure is that each foot is marked with a black square. And of course, there is 12 inches in a foot. Along with those marks, you'll see that the 16 stands out and the 19 and 3/16 stands out. The reason that these two stand out is that they are for marking walls or floors and are engineered spacing. So along your entire tape measure, every 16 inches and every 19 3/4 inch, there will be these marks to help it stand out. So like I said before, this tape measure has the fractions at the bottom, which make it a lot easier to read. If you don't have these fractions, a quick note is that the line for the 1/2 inch is a little bit larger than the 1/4 inch, which is a little bit larger than the 1/8 of an inch. And then of course, those are larger than your 16ths. And if looking at those lines, you're still struggling with knowing what the measurement is, then you can actually just count the lines in. So say you count 4 over, it's 4/16. Can you divide that by 2? Yes. So it's 2/8. Can you divide that by 2? Yes. So it's 1/4. Because when dividing fractions, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. And if you can't divide the top, like 11/16, you can't divide the 11, then you know that that's your final answer. When moving over to metric, it's actually a lot easier to read than imperial. Not only reading it, but adding it and subtracting it as well. Metric, you have 10 millimeters in a centimeter, 100 centimeters in a meter, and 1,000 meters in a kilometer. So all you're doing is moving the decimal place. And so that being said, when you're looking at measurements, say it's 31.4, you know that it's 31 centimeters and 4 millimeters. So you can just use decimals rather than fractions. So it makes writing it, reading it, and using it a lot easier. But the imperial system is something you're gonna have to know as well, as it's not going away anytime soon. And honestly, once you get the hang of it, it's not too bad. So there's my quick and dirty way of how to read a tape measure in imperial and metric. I hope that this video possibly helped you out. If I missed anything, or if you would like to add any notes to this video, please leave it in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one.